at the end of the day, all the hardware is down to one thing. Software.
Yep.
And who offers software more than first parties? The third parties.
So we have here a list of third parties. Now, if I were to list every single game that every third party was making, we'd be here for an hour talking about each single one. And you don't want to see my face for longer than 20 minutes. So we're going to go through each game company in alphabetical order and explain at least 3 games or so from each of them that are really interesting.
And where they're taken.
And, some of these games, there's clearly going to be projects that we don't know about.
Yeah, but we hope anyway.
But we have here things that I'm guessing. So let's begin with 2K, or Take-Two. We know, for instance, they're going to be releasing Bioshock Infinite next year.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a big push for them.
They should have. I keep thinking why they call it Bioshock. They should have called it something else.
Also, XCOM was shown off last year.
Apparently,
didn't they change the whole game process now?
I heard they changed a lot.
Because they don't like the people had a lot of complaints about it, saying that it's not XCOM. It's clearly some other name or some other game project. And I think they're going to change the name of XCOM to something else. Or they're going to actually change the whole scenario of XCOM altogether.
Well, either way, it's going to be a big change.
The other game is The Darkness 2.
Darkness!
Actually, The Darkness was a big game for Starbreeze, and it did fairly well, and Darkness 2 will be pushed, but I don't think it's going to be that big project for them. Clearly, the big project, if it's announced at all, is Grand Theft Auto 5.
That one is going to be probably the stealer of the year. The fact that they did LOA Noir, right?
Yeah.
The facial recognition thing. If they use that same facial technology in a Grand Theft Auto game, I think they'll take it. Yeah. They'll take it.
In actuality, I have a big question as to whether that is going to be shown. Because if LA Noire just came out, to announce a new Grand Theft Auto at this point would be stealing its own sales.
They might be teasing it.
They'll probably, you know what? They didn't even announce Grand Theft Auto games at E3. They tend to wait until some particular Game Informer to just announce.
So I think what's going to happen is we're going to see a big teaser of it,
or nothing at all.
Or nothing at all. It might be disappointing to some people.
Activision Blizzard. Activision Blizzard had an interesting past year with the whole fallout of the company of the Call of Duty developer, but they keep moving along. We know that Blizzard's got stuff working, but they won't be there. I think there's going to be nothing from Blizzard.
No Blizzard.
That's going to be BlizzCon territory.
Yeah, they have a whole con.
Yeah. But Activision will have Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3.
That's a big given.
But the big issue is that they're probably going to try and pretend that nothing happened. But the whole game pretty much just leaked based on content. Everyone knows everything about the game if they want to know about it. But you know what? People are going to buy the game anyways.
Now, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 is probably going to the same stuff, probably some new.
No, I heard it's going to have bigger maps. I hear bigger maps and more modes.
I'm hoping that the story has a little more open-endedness to it instead of linear.
Well, it's probably going to be linear anyways because it ends the trilogy of the games from Modern Warfare.
And then we'll see Modern Warfare 4 next year.
No, we're going to hear another spin-off game. I was going to call it something else.
Future Warfare.
Oh yeah, Skylanders. You forgot about this game. Spyro's Big Adventure, the Spyro toy game.
Oh yeah, that was a big thing. That
will be shown because they want that sucker to sell.
This is pretty much toys and game, and
I like the idea pretty much.
Not a bad idea.
I want to switch the game. I want to change my character to this guy. Pull up the figure, put this character on. All of a sudden, you're playing.
The problem is the figures aren't really opposable. You can't really.
No,
they're not really toys.
They're figurines. But hey, if you want
to do this with Smash Brothers,
that'd be awesome. No, it wouldn't. I don't know what you're talking about. And Prototype 2, that was shown off last year. I think it's going up this year.
Again, it's going to be a massive winner.
It's weird because it starts with a different person, which means the gameplay mechanics will be different. But the game looks the same. So I have a bit concern about that, but this is Radical's last test before they die.
They really?
Yeah, because Crash Bandicoot was in development and they canceled that project. And I think that Activision is on the verge of cutting any company that doesn't sell a good game.
And it's the last straw.
And this is the last straw.
And the Bungie
project.
They're not going to cut them even if they do a bad project.
No, well they can't cut them because Bungie isn't owned by the company. So Bungie is rumored to be making an MMO FPS. So
Hucka,
that's what we're gonna see.
We've seen this thing done before, claiming all first-person RPG.
Huxley was the game.
Yeah, and that didn't come out. Yeah, there was like.
Well, no, it came out. I think it came out anyways. But this game is going to be pushed heavily by Activision.
Now, the question is it going to be futuristic like Halo, or is it going to be something brand new?
I don't know. But the game comes out not this year, but next year.
So just see teaser for it.
Yeah. Bethesda, also known as ZeniMax. Elder Scrolls V, Skyrim.
Another big one they're going to be talking about. Yeah. I think everyone is happy to see another Elder Scrolls game.
Yep, and Rage.
and Rage is another big one. Both the same kind of game.
Yeah.
Except one's a shooter.
I find it weird that Rage won last year as best game.
There wasn't really anything saying it was a big game. I saw it and I was like, it looks kind of like Borderlands and stuff like that.
I guess it's because we didn't see all the in the hidden stuff and we weren't there to sit down. It's kind of the weird thing. Remember quite a few years ago, when Halo 2 won because apparently they had a playable demo that was short but only allowed for for certain press, and yet it won. That made me kind of annoyed because why would they do that?
Why it has to be public?
I have to know if the game looks good to give it. Well, of course, then again, that's just me being elitist. Yeah, like I said. Also, what I didn't list here was the Duke Nukem game because Duke Nukem was coming out a week later.
Yeah, so I'm not sure how it's going to be.
Yeah. Oh, and there's a game Tango from Shinji Mikami. I don't think we're going to see anything from them. Shinji Mikami has been kind of working on other projects with EA.
Yeah.
Capcom.
Capcom's in a bizarre. It's already announced all their games, and they've already said
that
they're keeping everything up close to their chest. So
yeah,
we're not going to see a lot of anything.
Resident Evil Revelations.
Yep, that's
going to be their big 3D game.
They said that was going to be at Nintendo's booth. It's not going to be at their booth.
So yeah, I don't know why.
I think Nintendo might have all their 3DS games at their booth.
Yeah, Operation Raccoon City.
That's a
side quest game where you get to kill Leon, and that's the reason why Leon isn't in. That's PR. That's stupid. Just put Leon in it and just come on. What could you do?
Okay, the problem I have with that game is that it's just kind of
third-person shooter.
It's a third-person shooter and zombies, and it's, I don't know, chest-high walls, and it doesn't need to be. It does not have to be. Yeah, whatever.
There's the Dead Rising 2 game with Frank West. That'll be there.
Again, that's another game that I'm not too fond of because it's just Dead Rising 2.
Street Fighter
with him.
I think that they could have a trailer for Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
That's probably the big fight.
It won't be playable though because they also have an Xbox Live Arcade version of Street Fighter 3 Alpha, which is being redesigned, so to speak, and they also have Arcade Edition for Street Fighter.
Now, what do you think about the rumors of a Super Marvel vs. Capcom 3?
I wouldn't put it against them because I have a feeling they're going to. It's gonna have all the game characters DLC, and it's gonna have maybe 1 or 2 extra characters that you can also get on DLC.
I think that's
put
together.
So essentially, it's going to be if you already have the DLC for the games, you don't need to buy this one.
They might have one character just to get people angry.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do that. But it's Marvel, baby.
And we're not going to see any Mega Man games because
I forgot about I forgot about Asura's Wrath and
that game is going to be a question to see gameplay of it finally.
Maybe. And there was one other game that Capcom had that you were getting into that I forgot completely about.
Dragon's Dogma.
There you go, Dragon's Dogma. That'll be there because it comes out in like a year or so.
And everyone's claiming it's the best thing ever, but
we don't know yet.
We'll have to see more of it because really they only showcased one thing from it. Captivate.
Okay, well that's Capcom. A lot of games I even listed more than I have here. D3, EDF, Earth Defense Force.
This is that's killer. We played this game. We loved it.
But it's not being developed by the same team. But it's but I heard it's still good.
It comes out for PSP, for PS3, Xbox 360.
What? No, you're reading it wrong. The game that I'm talking about here for EDF is specifically the 360 and PS3 game.
Okay.
Also, White Knight Chronicles 2. Yes, Sony let go of it. What can I say? And Disney. Disney has a big booth this year, and Disney cut their team in like half almost.
This is probably going to be a bunch of toy merchandise for Cars 2.
Cars 2 will be a push because it's there, and social and mobile games will be there.
I'm gonna blow my brains out.
Actually, rumor has it there's gonna be a game called Disney Classics or something like that, which will essentially be one of those games where you have like three other people kind of like walk around in these areas and just beat enemies up. Yeah, they're gonna make a game like that, except it's gonna be with Disney characters. Yeah, Disney and Donald and Bugs Bunny and Adam and Batman.
I know you can stop.
and Spyro the Dragon with toys.
I believe. In my opinion, we're probably going to see something with Epic Mickey, even just to say, hey, guess what? Epic Mickey was good.
They're going to say...
That's how they're going to say.
No, it bombed in Europe, but I'm guessing it's going to be something like, we're making an HD...
Or we're making a sequel.
Or a sequel on HD consoles, because
you'll
forget about the Wii, because nobody likes the Wii anymore, it seems.
Yeah, well, or maybe for Cafe.
Actually, it makes perfect sense why people wouldn't like the Wii, because they have a new console coming out next year. This is the last breath. This is like that year...
We can keep going.
EA, Battlefield 3, hugest title they're going to push. Biggest thing.
Big.
Big.
Try to compete against Modern Warfare 3.
Yeah, oh yeah, they're gonna try and steal. They're gonna try and steal it back. Oh, they can because it's got a huge following up against it. Mass Effect 3.
This is another big game everyone's been talking about.
Maybe not till next year.
I don't think it's gonna. They might be a surprise and say coming out this year. Coming out this year. Coming out this year.
Supposed to come out this year.
NGP.
What?
I think maybe. Hey, that'd be something. You know, NGP.
Oh, and the final thing, Insomniac Project. They're making a game with Insomniac. Oh, and the Shadow of the Damned, but no one.
Shadow of the Damned doesn't look that enticing.
Insomniac Project. They're making a game with Insomniac. It's a multi-console. Their first multi-console game from Insomniac. Teaser. Very least.
I don't even know where to begin with that.
I don't think we're going to see much of anything for EA at that point. Konami. 1 million troops. Wow. That's gonna be great.
You're full of suck.
Now, the funny thing is that they're gonna have a conference the week before E3, so this video will almost make no sense because all these announcements are already made, and it's just gonna keep. It's gonna repeat.
I'm gonna keep repeating throughout all of these.
I wish I could watch the whole thing. I actually did not watch the whole thing as it happened. I only watched the segments and stuff, but it was supremely hilarious.
I can't wait to see it.
It's
a win for me. Popcorn and all.
It's not gonna be a good conference. They realize that it's gonna be awkward, so they're gonna try and not be awkward. And it's gonna be worse. It's gonna be mediocre.
Silent Hill Downpour.
They already had video footage of that, and
it's gonna be different.
They've had Climax work on the series for 3 games, and now they're having somebody else work on this one. I think it's good they're changing hands now. But seriously, how far can we go into Silent Hill now?
I want to see Konami actually hold on to the series and make it something.
Yeah, not going to.
It's not going to happen.
And the other one is Metal Gear Solid Rising. That game.
We'd seen this for 2 years.
Well, here's the rule of thumb I went with: if you see a trailer and
it has no gameplay,
if it has no footage, just a logo or a face, the game ain't coming out for at least 2 years. At least in the HD world. Nintendo has gone on record once they show like a logo. Oh my god! Even when they showed Twilight Princess,
yeah,
that game had a small teaser trailer thing going on.
That's been 2 years.
That was 2.5. That was 2.5 years.
Well, they delayed it for the launch.
Yeah, the game was done in a year.
Yeah. Anyways, I think that Castlevania. You think it's out of the war? You think Castlevania? Niga might be.
He's gonna get fired. No, I think we're going to see a Castlevania project of some kind teased. They're either making a new game from that developer for Lords of Shadow
or 3DS.
No. New Contra game.
Oh, new Contra.
Yeah, new Contra game for 3DS.
Take what you can, right?
They're also being heavily. Konami's been a big supporter of Nintendo's 3D Classics, so expect a big thing about that. But not really big. LucasArts, Star Wars Connect. Mm-hmm. That's the big thing. That's all they're sticking by.
I don't think they have anything else there unless they do something.
Oh, they're gonna do stuff probably through Telltale Games, but other than that, LucasArts probably gonna be sitting around going like this for a while.
Because apparently they killed a lot of their members.
They killed a lot of their members?
Cut.
Well, that too. Namco Bandai, Soul Calibur 5. Takes place 17 years later. I don't know why. I guess they wanted to have.
I think they're getting sick and tired of having the same people in it.
They want Sophatia to have bouncier breasts, so she has to be older to get that MILF look. I feel awkward just saying.
Well, no, because now her daughter can be.
No son.
Her son.
The main character is the son of.
I thought they would have gone with her daughter.
Nope.
Whatever, man.
Son. 50% of the game characters will be old, like the characters from the old series back.
Oh, so they'll be
17 years. No, 17 years is not a lot. Is long, but it's not enough to make someone who's like in their late 20s be dead. Cervantes will be the Walking Dead, though.
He already was.
Yeah, Ridge Racer Unbounded. I saw the trailer. No. I've played Burnout, and I've played Ridge Racer, kind of. But that game is neither. It's an abomination. And
it's like this.
It's the new Flat Out, whatever that series was. But yeah, it's gonna be
Tales of Grace. Tales of
Grace's F will be on the PS3.
What about Tales of? Will this some PS3 game?
Nope. Oh yes, they have the 3DS game. That'll be at E3, but I don't care because Tales of Grace's F will be the one they're gonna focus on the most. Anyways, Sega. Really, Tony? Really?
Sorry.
Binary Domain, shooter by Amusement Visions, the guys who made Yakuza. The Yakuza game, Yakuza The End, that hasn't been. Zombies and machines. That's going to be at E3.
That's going to be something to talk about.
Or maybe not.
But the killer will be
Sonic Generations.
Yeah.
Sonic's 20th anniversary is this year, and I think they're going
20th.
I said 20th.
He's 25th.
Did I?
Either way, we fixed the problem.
Anyway, it's going to be on HD consoles and 3DS.
Now, actually, there are rumors that it might not. That the game coming out for the 3DS might be a completely different game entirely.
It may not be called.
It might not even be Generations. It might be a completely kind of like a rush game for it.
Interesting. But Sonic Generations is going to be going old and new. Sonic 4 Episode 2 will be there.
Yeah, we're not going to see. It might be trailer only, or just teaser.
I don't know what Dibs is up doing, but I think Sega is not happy with the reception that it got. Now, granted, it's happy about sales. It's not happy about reception, which means the second one's going to suck in terms of sales, and they know.
Unless they can really push out people saying that it's not that.
And then they Mario, Sonic, and the Olympic Games.
Oh yeah, that too.
That's their big seller. Don't care.
Sonic Generations, I want to see more of that.
Square Enix, we got a new Hitman because they own Eidos.
I have people worried that it might become what they did with Splinter Cell,
where it becomes more like
I am gritty.
Well, it was always gritty.
Hitman was always that. I'm gonna do this.
Kingdom Hearts for the 3DS. This was on the list. I don't know if it's going to be there, but
I'm not sure.
Maybe something else for their project. Like they have a Rocket Slime.
Final Fantasy. I think it was Final Fantasy 13 Versus.
13 Versus, 13, and maybe 13 2 because that comes out this year.
Oh yeah, that too. I think that's going to be the big game.
13 2.
13 2 is going to be.
How about 14? How about 14? Let's go back to 14. How goes 14? Oh no. Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider the reboot.
Oh yeah, they're rebooting it.
That's going to be the other big game.
Covered in dirt.
You're not covered in dirt right now.
I didn't want to cover myself in dirt.
Did you want me covered in dirt?
No, you're not a woman
jerk. Either. So that's Square Enix. They're going to have some interesting projects.
You don't have any PS stuff?
What?
NGP?
I don't know what's coming from NGP.
Oh, we'll find out.
Tecmo Koei, Ninja Gaiden 3. That's it. We know that Team Ninja's been working on Nintendo projects, so I don't even know if that's going to be coming or not. They've been working on Dead or Alive Dimensions, and
that game's coming out.
And Metroid Other M, and they're probably working on something else with Nintendo, though they said they want to work, which means they're not. THQ, a sequel to the Metro 2033, the sequel to Metro 2032. And it's apparently a good.
Should have stopped at 3.
It was a good game, I hear, but it was kind of rushed out, and they're really pushing for it to be a quality project. Homefront 2, maybe they'll mention it. They'll say it comes out in 2014. That's the weird thing about THQ is they announce games like 5 years in advance.
Yeah.
Saints Row the Third will be their big project.
Yeah.
That's finally coming out this year, and they really wanted this out. No, their 3DS and Xbox Arcade games were canceled, so don't expect any help from them. And Devil's Third, probably not going to be shown other than a trailer again. Devil's Third is the game made by Itagaki.
Hopefully,
and made.
Let's move on to Ubisoft.
Ubisoft, we have Assassin's Creed Revelations.
Yeah,
this is the third or fourth game with Revelations in it in the last 2 years.
As opposed to Assassin's Creed 3, we're once again seeing it. Revelations.
This could be good, could be bad. This is the first game that's being made.
Well, the series itself is pretty strong.
Yeah, this is the first game that's being made without the guy who created the series.
Okay, so this can be kind of spinning the wheels.
So it's kind of hard, but Brotherhood he quit in the middle of, so we had some help there. Now we're going to part now without him. Are we going to expand outward or toward it?
Are we going to keep it closed or going to expand?
Driver San Francisco.
Driver 3.
That was unveiled last year.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, that was unveiled last year.
With Driver San Francisco?
Yeah, now it's not out yet. Because that's what they do.
They probably had to fix a lot of issues.
Oh, I forgot one particular game project that for the Kinect and maybe even Move. Child of Eden is on Ubisoft.
That's a big one. It's coming out like
2 months.
2 months?
2 months after.
That one is going to be killer. It's pretty much the sequel to Rez.
Yeah.
And I think everyone is going to want that.
It's good. I don't know if it's going to be good.
I don't know how long it's going to be, though.
There's probably 6 levels, like most shooters.
Yeah, I heard 4.
That's bad. We got, okay, and we also got Rayman Origins.
This is going to be
the
cool one.
Apparently there was supposed to be a big surprise that's coming to the Wii. And of course they blew it by showing us a picture of it and putting it in retailers. But you know what? Cool! Finally, an announcement. Yeah, you know that game that comes out to all those other consoles all the time? We're now making a Wii version because
that's a big announcement.
That's a big announcement.
Now, of course, the thing is, I personally believe what happened is they were making it for the download services, and then they wanted. Besides that, I think they wanted to get it on the Wii and the DS or 3DS or whatever they're working on.
Yeah.
And they're working on it, and it wouldn't fit their size for download services, so let's make it retail. But then when we were doing that, they're like, well then, why don't we just make them all retail? And I think that's why it was taking so long for us to talk about it.
Take word at EA. This is how you do it. You don't go ahead and say, like, oh, well, it comes out like this and like that, and then you keep changing the story
like
times.
Flipped around, and
And also I Am Alive.
Reversible jacket.
I Am Alive, if it's not shown, is going to be kind of vaporware.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to
They
see
say it's still alive, but I don't believe it.
It's I'm Alive. May not be alive.
The game's logo says it's alive. I don't believe it. And finally, Warner Brothers, Batman: Arkham City.
We saw this. This was like announced like 3 years ago or something.
Well, no, it was pretty much announced the same year as Arkham Asylum came out, and now it's been about 2 years, and that's to be expected.
That's gonna be a big one for them.
Or it's been a year. I can't remember. Then we also have Bastion, which is an indie game developed that has essentially this. It's like an isometric game, and has a.
Don't try to tell it to me.
Oh, the big thing that's about it is that also as you're playing, they have a voice that kind of explains the stories. If what you're doing is part of a story, so you got a narrator talking about it.
That's pretty interesting.
That's kind of one of the big things about Bastion. That's going to be there, and Sesame Street: Once Upon a Monster.
Kinect game.
Yes,
Kinect dance game.
No, it's more than just dance.
Okay,
but I have
good.
Actually, come to think of it, I bet this is going to be one of the games that Microsoft's going to be talking about at their show.
Really, they're really going to talk about Sesame Street?
They might. I bet that
Big Bird will come out on stage.
No, not Big Bird, Elmo, and Cookie Monster. He get his next hit. Yep, that's third-party games. So, to finish off our E3 thoughts, what do we think will be the big things at E3? You first.
Me first?
Yes.
Microsoft is going to talk about hardcore Kinect games, possibly hybrids where people will use Kinect games with controllers. Sony will bring first the NGP. It'll be the biggest thing they'll be pushing, and it'll be lower price than everyone expected. There'll be PS3 things on there. And then Nintendo will have the 3DS games, as well as announcing the new cafe games. We will have third-party support. Third parties will be supporting the Xbox 360 as a norm. PS3 will also get games, and I think that everything will get games overround. I think the winner will be the players because there'll be so much content.
That is totally the expected answer. The winner is the gamer.
Yeah. Who else would be the winner?
I mean, the
hot dog stand?
Yeah, he makes a lot of money.
Hey, fatties, eat a hot dog.
Hey, you're running toward. I saw you running towards the Nintendo booth this morning. Yeah, I know you want to get some calories with the calories you just lost. Here, have lard poured on my cheesesteak.
What are you okay?
Do they even sell cheesesteak in LA? I don't know.
Now it's your turn.
Well, my turn. Well, you kind of explained it all as I was thinking. Microsoft's got a lot of these 10 IPs to push. I think that they're going to be pushing a lot of hardcore games, but I do think they're going to pepper it with a lot of casual games that are going to anger people. Like Nintendo. More than they should, though. Really, frankly, they're doing their best, and they're doing a pretty damn good job, though Microsoft is kind of throwing a lot of money at it. Sony is going to be pushing the NGP, but they know that they're going to get the third. They really want to get the people who own PS3s to get NGP because that's what they did with the PSP to PS2 owners. This time they're going to try and release some really big pushers for NGP at launch. I just question the price, and because I don't believe you, it's going to be cheaper. And I do question the price of the games because $60 is a lot when you can get some games for $1, and that's the big issue that Nintendo was talking about at the GDC this past year. Nintendo will be pushing its system. Now, the question is how much of the system they're going to push. Because they have a lot of games I listed that weren't just the new console. I think the new console will be pushed, and they'll have at least
a third of their conference will be out.
I think they'll spend the first third showing off their Wii projects, the following third about the 3DS and eShop, and then the last third they'll have the new console. Or they'll come in with the new console. And they'll, of course, if they come with the new console, no one's going to listen to anything else.
And go with the third parties.
Third parties are totally focusing on HD gaming. They have huge projects that they've been working on for the last 2 to 3 years. All the games I have here were announced last E3, just about. And I think that we're going to see a bit of a boring E3 when it comes to that. We're going to see some finalized projects that were seen as teasers before. We're going to see some new announcements that everyone's going kind of like, maybe.
So basically, you're saying this E3 is...
They're playing it safe, third parties, a lot of them. A lot of them are playing it safe, and big projects that were coming out this year, we knew about last year.
So basically, this E3 is we knew everything this E3, but here's it finally.
Kind of. At the same time, there's all the Microsoft games you don't know.
I'm not saying there's not going to be any announcements, but a lot of companies, a lot of the games are already out, showcased.
If Capcom is any inclination, and Namco Bandai kind of the same thing, a lot of the development games that we've been thinking about right now, we already know them. We already know them. And so coming into this E3, we're probably going to get a lot less announcements than we did last year.
I think next E3 is going to be really killer for announcements.
I think what happens is the big issue is that next year, with the new console from Nintendo, and who knows what's coming from Microsoft, because there's rumors that the next console is coming out before 2014 from Microsoft. But if there's no console that's coming out brand new next year, it'll be all about the software for the first time in 3 years.
I don't think it's going to happen, though.
Because the last 3 years have been all about pushing a new hardware device, whether it's the Wii Motion Plus, whether it was Kinect or Natal at the time, or the PlayStation Move, which didn't even have a name when it was first announced. And then this last year, you had the 3DS and Kinect being heavily pushed. And then this year, you're having Nintendo with the new console and Sony with the NGP.
So,
next year will be the time that Microsoft comes in and announces
Sony.
the
I think
project.
Sony might.
No, I don't think Sony's going to announce the console. The interesting thing is that everyone's scared. A lot of developers are scared this year because next year is a question mark. When Nintendo comes out with a new console, and it's just slightly stronger than the other two, I'm guessing.
You think it's not going to go any higher than that?
It's not going to be a massive jump. It's going to be a big... I mean, looking at it from Wii to this one, it's going to be like, whoa! But it's not going to be like, this thing is going to be crushing Rage. Or Crisis, even.
I bet you're going to be like Crisis.
You could probably play Crisis on the system, yes. It's going to be better than the other two systems. But it won't be enough that the other two can't outdo it when they go to the next console. But the issue is, when? A lot of developers have been losing money left and right, including them. They want to keep making money, and I think that they were about 1.5 years, 2 years from that. So next E3 will be the first one time that I see no new hardware device.
Well, we'll see about that, unless Nintendo announces the next 3DS.
Yeah, that's just my thoughts. Okay.
Well, I hope you liked our pre-3 show. We're going to talk about the other conferences as we see them.
Yep.
Keep in touch. Keep it real. Keep it E3 Therm.
No, how do you do third?
I don't know how you do third.
Third.
I never thought.
Can you make an R with that one with those? Oh, wait, where's the M? Can you put your face there? Maybe that's like the M. Yeah, imagine Tony's.
It's reversed.
Imagine
no, it's right.
Imagine Tony's face is an M.
There.
Third.
Yeah.